Well, guys, we're going to be talking about CNN here in this video, guys, because, CNN has been on a mission to actually outwoke MSNBC. I don't think that's possible, guys. I really don't think that's possible. MSNBC is the gold standard for wokeness. CNN is just trying to mimic MSNBC. Well, that actually brings us to Dylan Mulvaney, guys, because Dylan Mulvaney, as you guys know, has left the country and the sales for Bud Light are in the trash. Nobody wants this beer. Nobody actually wants to be seen with this beer. And this whole backlash, man, it has turned into a movement like we have never seen before. Nobody wants this beer. The CEO over there at Anheuser-Busch, I believe that his days are numbered, man, because these sales after 4th of July, trash. It looks like Costco will be getting rid of Bud Light because they have now the mark of death on the prices of Bud Light. Don't know exactly which stores that's actually going to be happening at. Well, anyway, guys, yesterday, CNN actually ran a segment on the Bud Light fallout. And the Bud Light fallout is bad. They actually had one of their correspondents talking about it, guys. And he made the god-awful, sinful mistake of actually misgendering Dylan Mulvaney. And boy, the wokes, as you guys know, are not going to like that, guys. This man committed the sin of referring to Dylan Mulvaney by his biological pronouns because Dylan Mulvaney is a biological man. Here we go on the Daily Wire here. CNN faces leftist outrage after correspondent misgenders Dylan Mulvaney. Boy, you can never, ever be woke enough, man. And CNN, they put out a lot of woke propaganda. And this man referred to Dylan Mulvaney as a he or a him, not once, but 2 times during a segment. And we will actually be watching that clip here. It says here, a CNN correspondent was accused of misgendering during a segment of the Bud Light Dylan Mulvaney partnership, sparking outrage among leftists on social media. While reporting on Bud Light's drop in sales following this partnership, the transgender influencer CNN correspondent Ryan Young referred to Mulvaney as a he, using the pronouns that corresponds to his biological sex, when the trans-identifying TikTok star has demanded to be referred to as a woman. And Dylan Mulvaney also came out a while back and said that it should be a crime if anybody actually misgenders him. Now, that's not going to happen. That's pretty crazy here. Now, we know that Twitter, before Elon Musk took over, they actually had a misgendering policy, which is crazy right there. It really is. Now, they've actually reversed that. YouTube does not have a misgendering policy, but it seems like YouTube is kind of wishy-washy on that whole thing as well. Well, we're going to go ahead and look at some of the clips here. But look at this here. It says right here, quote, one bar was telling us basically they're not going to serve a Bud Light because they don't like the way Dylan Mulvaney was treated as this whole controversy started. He, of course, is transgender person. They were going to sponsor and go along with Young said. That's one of the times right there. And it says here, quote, trans activists didn't like how Bud Light didn't stand by him after all this, Young added, using the pronoun him, when Mulvaney prefers they. I didn't even know Dylan Mulvaney was actually using they. You see, this whole thing definitely does get very, very confusing. You want to be identified as a woman, but yet you want to be referred to as they, which means that you're saying that you're not a woman. I'm questioning that right there. Ari Drennan, the LGBTQ news writer for the far left media watchdog group Media Matters, blasted CNN for running the segment. Right here. This is what she says here. Unbelievably, Bad segment, CNN, fails to integrate where the Bud Light boycott came from, launders perspectives of people who think their grandchildren will be harmed by the knowledge that trans people exist, misgenders Dylan Mulvaney. This segment could have been run on Fox News. Oh boy. But let's go ahead and watch this this clip here, guys, of CNN. Let's go ahead and roll it.
All right, let's go to this. More fallout from the Bud Light boycott. Sales dropped by more than 28% over the last 4 weeks. It follows a backlash after the brand partnered with a transgender influencer. And now Bud Light is getting more pushback, this time from the LGBTQ community as well. Let's get to Brian Young. He's following all this. Ryan, this seems to be the controversy.
And Brian Young is a black man right there. Now, if you look at the stats, guys, the black community is not down with this whole trans thing, especially. Pat David actually did a whole video on this. It was actually a research poll. Black people, even though they vote Democrat, only like 30% of the people polled was down with that. Just throwing it out there.
That just won't quit. What now?
Yeah, you know, we are talking a lot these days, it seems like, about culture wars. I mean, just that last conversation you and Sarah were having kind of ducktails all into this because everyone seems to be taking sides over everything. And it really got to the point where we went out to the streets to talk to people just to get their ideas about how much confusion and how much anger has been caused by this Bud Light controversy. Just listen to the people on the street who were sort of upset that this has gotten taken so far out of hand.
It's quite simple. People just don't want it shoved down their throat.
No Bud Light, because it's like I have grandchildren. We don't need to put that in the young kids' heads.
Well, the thing is, this is why they're doing it, so kids can see it.
I had one guy who said, I refuse to drink that anymore. One guy. And everybody else in the bar kind of rolled their eyes at him.
Yeah, America is really split on a lot of topics, whether it comes to voting, but this Bud Light really seems to send a chasm right down the middle in terms of talking to folks. We went to Nashville. We even talked to a bar in Chicago. One bar was telling us basically they're not going to serve it because they don't like the way Dylan Mulvaney was treated after this whole controversy started. He, of course, is the transgender person they were going to sponsor and go along with Bud Light. They didn't like how Bud Light didn't stand by him after all this. Of course,
see, the wokes caught on to those pronouns right there. They caught on to it. They were listening for this.
We have Kid Rock, who said that he would not serve Bud Light in his bar. He shot up a
Yeah, and I believe that's about it right there. That's about the only time right there. You heard 2 times right there where he actually referred to Dylan Mulvaney as a he and a him. Man. But however, guys, CNN, because of the woke outrage, they have come out and apologized, guys. Look at this. CNN apologizes for misgendering Dylan Mulvaney in, quote, unbelievably bad segment. This is on Yahoo, but it's from the Wrap, so you guys know how it is. It says here, CNN apologized Wednesday for misgendering trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney in a segment that aired earlier this week. The network addressed the mistake live on air. Quote, yesterday, in a segment about transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney, who was featured in Bud Light's recent campaign, she was mistakenly referred to by the wrong pronouns. Anchor Kate Baudon, I don't know how you pronounce the name, said, CNN aims to honor individuals' ways of identifying themselves, and we apologize for that error. Boy, CNN bent the knee to the mob, man. And this is not surprising. This is not surprising, guys. I mean, CNN wants to be MSNBC, but I don't think that's possible. I really don't think that's possible, guys. I mean, the left, man, they look out for the smallest thing. Now, if I was just sitting around and I was watching that segment, I really wouldn't be listening in to the pronouns. Just throwing it out there. And if you just listen to Ryan Young, he's just talking, naturally. He wasn't trying to emphasize any pronouns. He was just going with the flow. I mean, for, how old is Dylan Mulvaney? 27, if I'm not mistaken. Dylan Mulvaney identified as a man up until a year ago. Dylan Mulvaney was going by he, him until a year ago. Now, the wokes, they are outraged by CNN. Boy, you can never, ever be woke enough. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.